It was a hot, humid summer day in the swamps of Louisiana, the kind that made the air feel thick and suffocating. Kevin, David, and Harry, lifelong friends and seasoned outdoorsmen, decided to embark on yet another adventure. They had explored many parts of these swamps, but this time they chose a new path, hoping to uncover hidden secrets and experience the thrill of the unknown. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Kevin, David, and Harry had been inseparable since high school. Their bond was forged through countless outdoor adventures, from hiking to camping to fishing. They had an unspoken understanding, a trust built over years of shared experiences. Kevin was the most adventurous, always seeking the next adrenaline rush. David, the cautious one, balanced Kevin's recklessness with careful planning and meticulous preparation. Harry, with his calm demeanor and resourcefulness, often acted as the peacemaker, ensuring their adventures were both thrilling and safe. As the friends trudged through the dense foliage, sweat dripping down their faces, they suddenly heard a loud splash in the nearby river. Curiosity piqued. They followed the sound, their hearts racing with anticipation. And what they found left them both awestruck and apprehensive. A giant alligator, easily twice the size of any they had ever seen, thrashing about in the shallow lake. Its sheer size was intimidating, but what caught their attention was the unnaturally large bulge on its belly. Was the first to voice what they were all thinking. "We need to find out what's inside the gator," he said, his voice tinged with both fear and excitement. Kevin, always ready for a challenge, agreed without hesitation. Harry, though reluctant, couldn't deny his own curiosity. Realizing the potential danger, they decided to call for professional help. A local veterinarian, Dr. Samantha Collins, responded to their call. Dr. Collins was known for her expertise in exotic animals and had a reputation for being fearless in the face of danger. She arrived quickly, her medical kit in hand, and began examining the massive reptile. Dr. Collins carefully sedated the alligator, ensuring it was safe to approach. As she began the operation, the friends watched with bated breath. The bulge turned out to be a large, hard mass firmly attached to the alligator's organs. Dr. Collins skillfully removed the mass, her hands steady and precise. When she finally opened the mass, gasps filled the air. Inside was a piece of a car, a piece that had been reported stolen a few months earlier. The friends stared in disbelief. How had this piece ended up inside the alligator, and what did it mean? The hikers knew they had to alert the authorities. The police arrived swiftly, intrigued by the bizarre discovery. As they began their investigation, a troubling connection emerged. The owner of the stolen car had been reported missing at the same time the car disappeared. The coincidence was too significant to ignore. Determined to uncover the truth, the friends decided to aid in the search for the missing owner. They scoured the swamps, their knowledge of the terrain proving invaluable. Days turned into weeks, but they refused to give up. Their persistence paid off when they stumbled upon a hidden cabin deep in the swamp. Inside the cabin, they found the missing car owner, emaciated and weak but alive. His story was one of survival and resilience. He had been in a terrible car accident, veering off the road and into the swamp. While injured and disoriented, he had survived by scavenging for food and finding shelter in the abandoned cabin. The friends were amazed by the man's determination to stay alive despite the harsh conditions. They knew they had to get him to safety. Carefully, they loaded him onto a makeshift stretcher and began the arduous journey back to town. The trek through the swamp was grueling. The weight of the injured man made every step a struggle, and the oppressive heat sapped their strength. Kevin, David, and Harry took turns carrying the stretcher, each pushing their limits to keep moving forward. The swamp seemed to conspire against them, with treacherous footing and swarms of insects adding to their misery. As they neared the town, exhaustion threatened to overcome them, but the thought of saving the man's life spurred them on. Finally, they reached the hospital, where doctors and nurses rushed to provide the necessary medical care. The man was severely malnourished and dehydrated, but he was alive, thanks to the friends' heroic efforts. News of their incredible rescue spread quickly. The friends were hailed as heroes, their bravery and determination celebrated by the community. The authorities continued their investigation, piecing together the events that led to the man's disappearance and the strange discovery inside the alligator. The car owner, once recovered, recounted his ordeal. He had swerved to avoid a deer, losing control of his car and crashing into the swamp. Dazed and injured, he had crawled out of the wreckage only to realize he was hopelessly lost. And he had survived on rainwater and whatever food he could scavenge, his hope of rescue dwindling with each passing day. The mystery of the alligator's bulge was finally solved. The car owner had left the wreckage of his vehicle, but the swamp had claimed it. Over time, the alligator had come across the submerged car, ingesting parts of it. It was a bizarre twist of fate that led to the hikers discovering the missing man through the alligator's misfortune. As Kevin, David, and Harry reflected on their adventure, they couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the swamps of Louisiana might hold. Their journey had been one of danger, discovery, and resilience, reinforcing their bond and their love for the wild. They knew that, despite the risks, they would continue to explore, driven by the thrill of the unknown and the mysteries waiting to be uncovered. The swamps, with their murky waters and dense foliage, remained an enigmatic landscape, hiding stories yet to be told. And as long as there were adventurers like Kevin, David, and Harry, those stories would eventually come to light, revealing the extraordinary within the ordinary and the incredible within the everyday. Months later, the friends found themselves once again planning their next adventure. The swamps had become a part of their lives, a place where they felt alive and connected. As they prepared their gear and plotted their route, they knew that no matter what they encountered, they would face it together. The tale of the giant alligator and the missing man had become a legend in the town, a story told around campfires and at local gatherings. But for Kevin, David, and Harry, it was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the wilderness and the strength of their friendship. As they set out into the swamp, so once more they were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their greatest adventure might still be waiting just beyond the next bend in the river. Their recent experience had changed them. They were no longer just friends exploring the wilderness, they were a team that had faced adversity and emerged stronger. Each trip into the swamp now held a deeper significance, a chance to discover not just the secrets of the wild, but also the depths of their own courage and friendship. As they ventured into the unknown, they were filled with a sense of anticipation. The swamps of Louisiana had proven to be a place of endless surprises, where every rustle in the underbrush and every ripple on the water hinted at a new mystery waiting to be uncovered. And so, with backpacks laden with supplies and hearts full of hope, Kevin, David, and Harry set off once again, ready to face whatever the swamps had in store for them. They knew that no matter how challenging the journey, they would always find their way, guided by their unbreakable bond and the thrill of discovery. The legend of the giant alligator and the missing man had set the stage for many more stories to come. For in the heart of the swamp, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, anything is possible. And for Kevin, David, and Harry, the adventure had only just begun.